How's everybody doing? Good to have you guys. We're gonna jump in just a sec. By the way, it is pouring outside. It is pouring. I just got back from helping my buddy transport this huge ass 36-inch CRT TV. It's a Toshiba. Oh my goodness. It literally weighs like... It literally, not joking, it weighs 90 kilograms. It weighs 90 kilograms. Which is like 200 pounds. Good to have you, Vict. Good to have you, Victor Perez. Life is overrated. Time Snail. Sona Burke, Addie's World, Anominate. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you all. I haven't booted up the demo yet. Not even one. I haven't even looked at it. So all I've done is I downloaded it on Steam. So it's gonna be my literal first impressions. We'll just see how it goes. In fact, I'm gonna do monitor capture instead of game capture on OBS, so it can be like the full experience. If there's any, you know, sometimes when you boot up PC games, they just boot up in the wrong resolution. I don't think we'll get that though. That doesn't happen too often anymore. Lucifer, hello. Thank you guys for tuning in. CRT, hell yeah. Yeah, we're big on like we're into retro games and stuff. So, but like I've never. It's so nice. It is so nice. We only tested it there at the guy's place, but like once it's set up, this thing's supposed to have really good speakers. This thing is enormous. It's insane. It weighs so much because it has like built-in speakers that are supposed to be like nice, where you don't have to get external ones. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm inheriting his CRT, which is great because I haven't had a CRT in forever. So I'm gonna have like a 20-inch CRT. Finally, I'll have one in my room. You guys will, maybe I can set it up so you guys can see it in the background. That'd be pretty cool. But dude, as soon as I get the CRT from him, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Silent Hill 2. I'm gonna play Resident Evil and Silent Hill on my new CRT. Like instantly. I can't wait. I haven't used my PS2 in forever, or my GameCube for that matter. So it's gonna be pretty nice. He wanted this CRT because it has S-Video. That was like the main reason, and it ended up just being like this super fancy one. Your SSD is too slow. You know what? Addie's World, you can actually... It's crazy because the game does support hard drives, right? I guess it's probably just not very good, but like it supports it at least, you know? Kind of cool. Oh, by the way, I'll put my specs in chat. I'm playing on... These are pretty much the only relevant stats, right? Are these the only relevant specs? I think so. Of course we're playing on SSD. So I'll just pin this for anyone curious. Hello, Shomara. Yeah, this is going to be my first time playing the PC demo. I have not even opened it once, so we can experience the whole thing together. But I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water. I'll plug in my controller first. Okay, I'm gonna use the DualSense. That's the plan. Anywho, give me 2 secs. I'll be back. I'm just gonna refill my water bottle. If you guys are not staying hydrated, please do so. I'm gonna stream for probably 5 hours today because I have a baseball game to watch at 10 that I'm not gonna miss, so... Be back in a bit. All right, I'm ready. You guys ready? Let's lower the music a bit. I'll let it keep playing for a bit. I'll just lower it like to 35%. Oh, I gotta get a new sheet for my timestamps. Damn, I gotta do yesterday's timestamps too. Let's run the montage, shall we? Let's run the montage. All right, how's everybody doing? Let me get the music playing again. Dude, good to have you all. So happy to have everybody here. Let me greet everybody again real quick. Victor Perez, Life is Overrated, Time Snail, Sona Burke, Addie's World, Anominate, Lucifer, Shomara. Who else have we got here? Gear, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. Hello, Iris as well. Before I start, first of all, thanks again. We had insane donations last night by Victor Perez and Jackson. Combined, they donated over $300. That's insane. So thank you guys, seriously, that's ridiculous. I'm very grateful, so I just wanted to get that out of the way again because I did my recap video. If you guys watch my like little vlogs that I do on YouTube Shorts, you know, I talk about the streams and what we did, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like you can follow what it's like being a small streamer and the day-to-day, right? And I like to thank people for donations in those, but I recorded the one for last night before I did the secondary Night Rain stream, so I didn't actually jump in, like that hadn't happened yet. So I'm gonna, in today's recap, I will be thanking everybody again. So as you can see here, I have Steam, right? I have not booted up the demo yet. We have Stellar Blade demo right here. And if you look at the store page, let's go over some stuff real quick. Okay, so here's the specs that are whatever, recommended, the minimum and recommended. Recommended, it says additional notes targeting 1440p, graphics quality preset medium, 60 FPS target, SSD required. That's for the recommended. So it says Intel Core i5 8400 or AMD Ryzen 5 3600X, 16 gigs RAM, RTX 2060 Super or AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT, and then DirectX 12, whatever. Takes up 75 gigs of space, 75 gigawatts, that's like nothing, dude. I'm surprised how optimized it is, that's awesome. However, it is bigger than on console, right? On PS5, isn't it like 40 gigs or 30? It's under 40 gigs, I think. I could be wrong about that, someone fact check me. The minimum, we have Intel Core i5 7600K or AMD Ryzen 5 1600X, 16 gigawatts of RAM, GTX 1060, I can't believe that's still supporting that, it's amazing. 1066 gig or AMD Radeon RX 588 gig. And it does, and that is for 1080p graphics quality preset low, 60 FPS target, HDD supported, which is crazy. By the way, I'm wearing my Yankees jersey and stuff because we're playing the Dodgers tonight, World Series rematch, so I'm in full support mode. Yankees are coming off a sweep of the other LA team, so pretty hyped. Also, shout out to my Marlins for taking a game off San Diego, one of the best teams in baseball at the moment. So we took a game off, and that's not bad. Let's go Marlins. Go Fish. Okay, so If you have a Steam Deck, I'd recommend you check it out on there too. If anyone can comment on the Steam Deck performance, I'd be interested to hearing that if anyone has played it on there. But we're playing it on desktop, obviously, and I'm going to start right now. So I'm going to kill the music. Thank you, music. That was, of course, the Hypertube music or Belial 1 theme. And now we're going to go to this monitor. So here is my other monitor. This is where I play stuff, and I go controller layout as well. There we go. We're plugged in. Okay, let's boot up the demo. Let's just boot it up. Hello, Trudy Jones. Thank you for tuning in. Download is taking so long. Yeah, it's it's not that. It's the demo is like 30-something gigs, which I feel like is how big the game was on PS5. But yeah, the PC version 75 gigawatts. 75 gigs, not bad. Thanks you, Victor Perez. $20 super chat, dude. That's crazy. When you have a chance, I posted my temporary dual monitor setup on Discord a few minutes ago. It's hilarious. I will look at it. I will look at it right now. Let me see. Oh my goodness, the super chats are going crazy lately. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Let's, do I have Wi-Fi? Let me connect to my own Wi-Fi, shall I? Also, it's crazy that you were getting 300. I guess that's with frame gen, right? But 300 FPS, that's insane. Temporary dual monitor setup. Whoa, nice. That's just your TV next to your monitor? That's insane. This is like an ultra-wide monitor over here. That's why it looks like that shape. That's sick, dude. Thank you for watching on the big TV. I appreciate that. Okay, let's jump in. Don't know how this is going to go. I press play. And we'll see if it opens up right away on the monitor that I want. It does sometimes. We have a little splash screen. You can't see it, but there's a splash screen. And it just says Stellar Blade. Okay, beautiful. Allow access. Yep. Okay, it's currently on the wrong monitor. Can I just throw it over there? Ooh, I can. Very nice. I use Display Fusion, so I have hotkeys to move stuff around. So the fact that I was able to throw it over to this monitor means that it is, I guess by default, it boots up in borderless windowed because it doesn't look windowed. Also, I just realized I don't have sound. So we're going to get some sound going. And, oh my goodness, do we have Chinese right now? Let's check it out. If we've got Chinese, we're playing that. Okay, we got sound. So text language, English. We have Chinese, nice. So, dude, Japanese, Korean, awesome. And then these are all the usual dubs. So everything that is available on console is here, plus Japanese, which normally is not available unless you have the Japanese disc, and Chinese, which is brand new, which is what I'm going to play with, of course. Oh boy, look at this. Okay, oh gosh, this is so sick. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to turn off my, my webcam just so you guys can see better. All right, so motion sickness accessibility. What's that? Disables visual effects and features that may cause motion sickness while keeping certain HUD displays visible at all times to reduce motion sickness. Okay, so it's like a little preset. That's actually really nice. The reason this is really nice because if you're not like a PC gamer, you might not know what all these settings are, and just being able to toggle on, oh, you know, I do kind of get motion sick. Bam, it's all the relevant stuff. That's great. Like especially always show reticle. That's a really underrated one. If you ever get motion sickness playing games, if you have a reticle displaying, some monitors support this, like just an on-screen display, like you put a reticle in the center, that can help with motion sickness. Okay. Mobility accessibility. What is that? Oh, I see. So it makes like QTEs, auto success, fishing alternate controls, auto collect items. Auto collect items you should just play with all the time anyway. Disable puzzle time limit. Oh my gosh, that's interesting. So that must be for the chests that have, you know, the one with the timer counting now, where you either got to do analog stick or you got to wait, and then as the square is passing over whatever the correct one, you press X. Fall prevention? Huh. Fall prevention? I wonder how that works. Does that mean it like keeps you from falling off the a side of a cliff? I wonder if that would help with any speedrun skips to give you more lenience there. Item selection hold time. I wonder how that works. I wonder if that means that like you hold it down and then it just keeps the menu open for like your heals and your ammo. Ranged mode switching, switch, ranged auto aim, ranged ballistic correction. What the heck? Auto lock on when exiting ranged mode on. That's a good one anyway. Auto lock on during attack on. That's also good to have. Walking mode switching switch. Oh, it's a toggle. Oh, I get it. That just means toggle. It says switch, but I'm sure that just means toggle. So I guess ranged mode switching, if you click in L2, it's going to keep you locked on until you press L2 again. Same thing with running and walking. Adaptive triggers, prioritize functionality, vibration intensity 5. Okay. Vision accessibility. I was thinking I wanted to do a playthrough with all the vision accessibility stuff. I was inspired by this guy that did a playthrough, like a blind person playing Last of Us on that, like with all the accessibility stuff. It's actually kind of cool how accessible they made that game because it gives you all these like these high contrast things and like all these sounds to help you figure out where to go. It's kind of cool. And I didn't know how much Stellar Blade did for different kinds of blind people. So that's like pretty cool. So vision accessibility there, that's amazing. All this stuff. Hearing accessibility, subtitles, speaker labeling, that's always good to have anyway. High contrast. Kind of like this. This is sort of like what Last of Us does, but even more so. Like it's more insane. And so this is just for like different kinds of color blindness and stuff. Oh, speaking of which, whoa, look at that. We have different options for blinks and repulses, and then with the chests, look like this is cool. Was all this on console? Damn. Hello, Jimmy Ha. Thank you for tuning in. Good to have everybody. Getting a new SSD now, but you got to reinstall Windows. Damn, that's a pain. But you can do it. Voice language Japanese. We played a lot of Japanese. Don't worry, I'll be playing Japanese. I'll be going back and forth, but I wanted to check out Chinese because I'm just so excited. Howdy halfway. It's been a while since I caught you on stream. Good to have you. Had to buy the disc from Japan to have the Japanese voice acting. Even if you can have it on PC, it's nice to have that disc copy anyway. It is considered. I love the accessibility options. Even though I don't need them, it's nice that, you know, I want everyone to be able to play this game. I actually bought the complete one with the Nier DLC and Nikkei DLC. I hope the issue with Denuvo or whatever doesn't screw me over. You should be fine. Denuvo is only really an issue if you have like really old hardware. But we're going to find out how optimized it is. Currently, it's locked to 60, which you can see in the top right. I'm capturing my monitor, not the game. In the demo of Stellar Blade, you can play a portion of the games for a section. If you play the full game after completing the demo, let's say data carries over, that's exactly how it functioned on console. And this is exactly how the demo booted up. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see if we have broken combos. Okay, chill, chill, chill. Once we get into the game, we'll figure out what kind of build we're on. Turn this shit off. Oh, this is different. This is not like... No, wait, does this have mouse support? Oh, we have mouse support. Look at that. You might think, what the hell? Of course it has mouse support. Not every PC game has mouse support like this. For example, Rebirth, if you can't like just... On PC Rebirth, you can't just scroll through the menus like this. But here you can just click on whatever you want to do. That's awesome. For anyone who's using mouse and keyboard. I'm going to be using controller, of course, but that's cool. So I guess that's why these little drop-down menus look like that. Auto items on. Ponytail, obviously short. But you know what? Maybe I will check out the long ponytail. Not right now, but I'll check it out later. Look at that. So yeah, these options were not in console. They kind of make sense, though, if you're playing on mouse and keyboard, because... For example, if you're using, I don't know, maybe shift. What would the shift? I feel like it would be shift. But like that could be annoying to keep held down with your pinky. So if it's a toggle, that's kind of cool. Determines the input method of switching to walk mode. Hold. Walk while button is held. Toggle. Toggle walk mode by pressing the button. Press again to run. Okay. Hitting enemies becomes easier while in ranged mode. Interesting. Ranged ballistics correction. Is this new? I feel like this is new. I don't believe this was in console. Ranged auto aim targeting enemies becomes easier when entering ranged mode. I think that's in the console version too. I know for a fact, like when you fight Maelstrom, it'll auto lock on to the weak points. Auto lock on when exiting ranged mode. This is a great setting. I recommend having that on. I also like auto lock on when attacking. Fishing type. I like the reel in controls. It's either that or timing controls. Wait a minute. What? Wait, what is this? Timing control. So it says reel in with L. Sorry, I'm blocking it. It says reel in controls. Reel in with L2 or R2 using the right amount of force to stay within the blue area of the gauge. Timing controls. Reel in by pressing a button while in the blue area of the gauge. Oh. Wow, they gave us very sneaky. We have a brand new way to fish. I wonder how that works. I'll try it out. We'll mess with everything, I promise. There's not going to be any fishing in the demo, but I like that we can at least see that option. Interesting. Here's a bunch of keyboard and mouse stuff. Oh, hang on. Lock cursor in window. That's good that gives you that option. I use Display Fusion, and so I have a hotkey to keep my cursor on a monitor, and I use that frequently, but it's cool that the game has that option right here. But I just realized this is for all keyboard and mouse, so these options here are for controller. So they gave you switch to walk mode and switch to range mode as new options for controller, because this is not on console. I've been through these settings a bajillion times, this is definitely brand new. Huh, okay, we're gonna play with the default and just kind of see how that goes. Sound preset, whatever. Controller speaker off. Wait a minute, this is also new. Oh, you can adjust the controller speaker volume now. Oh, this must be coming in the new patch. I'm sure they'll add it into console, right? Because this is not an option. Normally you just have master, effect, music, and voice. Mute on focus loss. That's nice. So if you alt-tab out, it'll stop the music, but I like having it off. I want the music to keep playing if I alt-tab out. Personally, I play on 80% effects, 90% voices, and 100% music. That's how I always play. And then here, okay, so you can see borderless windowed. This is my monitor that I play on. Vertical sync. I'd like to have VRR, but I guess I'll just... If there's no option for it here, I'll just leave vertical sync on. That's fine. Frame rate 120. Okay, nice. Aspect ratio, automatic, 16:9. HUD area ratio? What? Ooh. I mean, automatically it puts it by into 16:9 based on your monitor resolution or the aspect ratio, but I guess you can move it in if you wanted to. This could if you're making content, this could randomly be useful, because for making like a YouTube short, you might be able to fit everything into like a small, you know what I mean? If you're making YouTube shorts, this could be useful for that, but I'm going to play automatic at 16:9. I don't play in HDR. Lock cursor in window, no thanks. All this stuff. Chromatic aberration, I'm going to leave it on for now, but I'm going to want to turn that off eventually. So let's just see how this goes. Graphics settings. Now this is what I was most interested in. By default, we're at very high. Okay. Hello JHP, 안녕하세요 to you. Thank you for tuning in. Fishing timing controls were inspired by DJ Max Respect. Hold on, I don't know what you're referring to. What is DJ Max Respect? But that's cool. Is that a rhythm game? It sounds like a rhythm game. Do you think the PS5 will get these additional settings when the DLC drops? I would think so. And the fact that we have all these new settings leads me to believe that this is like a brand new patch of the game, and we're not going to be playing on the old demo build, because the old demo build had like these interesting combat bugs. I made a YouTube short about it. It's my biggest YouTube short ever. And it's basically, you can branch out of combos in weird ways that it's not like intended. And it makes for like weird combos, which is kind of cool. But that got patched out instantly on patch 1.001. Also in the demo, you can mash R2 to shoot your gun in the boss challenge. You can mash R2 for slug and shoot it super fast. You can only do that in the current build of the game during the Lily target practice when you first get your gun. Also, as you can see, it says expected VRAM is 11.5. Oh, hold on, let me kill this layout real quick because you can't see it. But as you can see, it's telling me expected VRAM 11.56 gigs, and I only have 10 gigs because I'm on a 3080 Founders Edition with 10 gigs of VRAM. So that's not going to work. But we're going to use DLSS, of course. Let's see. So automatic, let's just go automatic and see what it gives me. I'd like to try on quality first, to be completely honest. I'd like to see what quality looks like, and then if necessary, I'll drop down. I can't use FrameGen because I don't have a 40 series card. I have a 30 series card. Again, it's a 3080. But NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency. This is for optimized latency under high CPU load. That's cool. We're going to just leave that on. Shouldn't be a problem. All this AMD stuff. We don't have an AMD card. So check it out. They give you, wow, actually a nice amount of options. Wow, this is very nice. So we have environment object detail, character object detail, environment texture. It goes up to 4K. So you can have very high texture. A very high texture pack. This is only recommended if you have like a lot of VRAM. If you're playing on a 3090, like maybe 3090 Ti or like a 4080 or above, you should have enough VRAM to use very high, but I don't know why by default it put me on very high. I'm going to drop that right away. I don't expect to get 120 if I use that. Character texture, very high. Same thing with this. Like you can see how much it dropped my VRAM right there. So now I'm down to 10.3. Trying to get that lower. We'll just leave everything on high. Maybe high is a good place to start. Shadow quality. Let's also go high. But generally, shadows don't affect too much your frame rate. I guess it depends on the game too. I'm going to leave most of these things on high. Am I being silly? Here's what I'll do. I'll put everything on very high for now, because that's what it was by default. And then I'll just see how it runs. And then we'll come back and optimize. Let's do it that way. That seems better. Oh, depth of field? I like depth of field, but it's interesting that you can actually adjust how much depth of field you have. Chromatic aberration, I almost always turn this shit off in games. I generally don't like this, but I'm going to leave it on because it's default. Ambient occlusion, it's good to have. Okay. Screen space reflection quality. This is for like, you know, This should help with like the way puddles look and stuff, and reflections specifically, which is mostly puddles. Reflections on characters and objects visible on the screen. Particle quality, animation quality. Look at all these things, and there you have like multiple. Not all of them go to very high, but a lot of them go to very high. Like depth of field goes up to very high. Volumetric fog only high, only high. Shadow quality goes up to very high. Flutter density only high. Character texture and environment texture very high, and environment texture 4K if you want. These only go up to high. Okay. Enabled plus boost. I like how they explain stuff on the right too. Boost mode optimizes latency under high CPU load. Boost mode may slightly reduce frame rate and increase GPU power consumption. We'll just go on for now. I'm going to play with the default stuff. And I'm going to go automatic because... No, I'm going to go quality. I want to see how bad quality is. Let's see what kind of frames we get here. Let's just see what kind of frames we get. Again, we're playing on Chinese. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm going to go large subtitles. And speaker name, please. Dude, I'm so excited. You still can't turn the HUD off completely. Unfortunately, we're going to need a mod for that. So, but I'll just leave it on. And I like small HUD. Handheld UI mode optimizes small or hard-to-read interface elements for better visibility on handheld PCs. That's so considerate. I love this feature, dude. Isn't it annoying? And not even just if you're playing on a big monitor, it can be nice to use this, possibly. If I turn it on, it doesn't really show here, but like if you're playing on a big monitor, it can also be, and you're kind of far away, it's nice to be able to just read easier. But yeah, that's all the settings. Let's actually get started now. Okay, so we are at 30 minutes. We're starting officially. So we spent a lot of time looking at the settings, but dude, this is badass. This is very badass. No DLSS is super resolution. Well, DLSS is upscaling, isn't it? Aren't you? Wait, am I thinking the correct thing? DLSS? That is their upscaling, like anti-aliasing upscaling thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. Okay, are you guys ready? Hello, Sinu, Zhao An, thank you for tuning in. Hello, No P, thank you for tuning in. Did I miss anyone? I hope not. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But hello. Hello, everybody lurking as well. Thank you guys for hanging out. Oh, hello, Leiden. Thank you for tuning in as well. Yeah, here we go again. We're back to the demo. All right, all right. Obviously, we're going normal mode. Okay.
正在传输最后简报信息。从现在起，第7空降小队将歼灭占领第3区的所有阿尔法猎奇靶。他们的任务目标是捕捉或处决上古猎奇靶。空投舱即将进入大气层。
We're getting 120 right now.
1分钟后达到承受阈值。
Which is awesome, because yeah, the cutscenes are real time, so we're getting the max frame rate. That's so badass. Oh my god, I'm so hyped, dude. This is so sick. Okay, chill, chill, chill. We're not even past the first cutscene. Hello, Adolfolini. Thank you for tuning in. I'm very excited. JHP, I'm super excited. Hello, KC Madmass. Thank you for tuning in as well. Oh, hold on. I just realized something. We're dropping a few frames on OBS. I'm not dropping frames in the game, but like OBS this is slightly too much. I have a backup plan though, don't worry. If necessary, we can always stream the game from from my Mac. Yeah, frames are dropping on OBS. OBS is dropping frames. It's like slightly too much to encode all this at the same time while running it at 120. We can play at 60 FPS just to stream, which is fine. I don't mind that. The demo ends after Abaddon, I would imagine, unless if they made the demo longer. Maybe they did. For some reason, I doubt it though.
07531号舱降落完成，即将移除物理屏障，打开舱门。
I'm just gonna delete that. Please no spoilers. Please no spoilers.
快点，打开！
训池，义父，你还好吗？现在这里很危险，握住我的手。
Oh my god, 120 FPS. By the way, I realize that OBS is struggling, but it looks incredible on my monitor. Okay. Dude. So here's what I'm getting right now. I'm getting about 100 frames, as you can see in the top right. So just running around, I'm getting 100 frames. God, this feels so smooth. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry on stream. I've been waiting for this moment since literally day one. I've just been excited about a PC version. I'm so happy it's finally here. Gosh, it's so nice. Okay, hold on. The thing is, though, this is going to be a really bad stream experience, so I'm going to turn it down to 60 FPS. Because then we should have no issues. So 60 FPS, there should be no problems with stream encoding now, but it seems like it is overkill. I didn't have this issue with Lies of P. Oh, then again, I didn't try it. Never mind, I'm lying. When I played Lies of P on PC, when I was testing out my Mac, because I bought a Mac Mini recently for editing, but I can also use it to stream my PC games, of course. I was playing that at 120 perfectly, zero hiccups, but I haven't tried that on my actual gaming PC, streaming and playing on my PC, like my main PC. So we'll just play 60 FPS, otherwise the demo is going to look really nasty because of the encoding lag. Okay, so we've corrected that issue. But the fact that automatically, it means it's pretty well optimized. If I'm getting like 100 frames with everything very high, and I don't have enough VRAM to do that, I should lower the environment texture and the character textures. That was kind of weird. Even just, oh my gosh, because I'm so used to playing on balanced. On PS5, I've never played the PS5 Pro version. I saw someone ask, sorry, I missed your question. I've never played the PS5 Pro version, but I played a lot of this game on PS5 base model in balanced mode. So, oh my god, I feel so smooth. Even just having a straight 100% 60 FPS all the time, that is awesome. We gotta play with an Xbox controller. Hold on, chill. We have to play with Xbox controller right now. I'm so curious how it feels, dude. I'm losing my mind. I was so excited to play Night Rain. Now, I don't know when I'm gonna play Night Rain, dude. We're playing this for at least a few hours. Okay, let's go Xbox controller. Instantly supported. That's so weird. Oh, this is so weird. That's so cool. Ooh, we even have Xbox button prompts. And notice how it switched over instantly. Isn't that nice? Hold on, I think I have a preset, hold on, already on my controller. I think one of these is a preset that I can use. No, that's the wrong one. I guess I'll just use this for now, but I need a preset where I have my left back paddle as, or my right back paddle as sprint. In fact, we don't have sprint yet, so maybe it is on right back paddle. I'm so happy. Hello, Emberwind. Hello, Luke Wan Cho, good to have you. Chinese Taki as well, it's awesome. Anyway, so the stream should be perfect now. We're, wow, this is so weird. This is weird, but really cool.
趁其他敌人还没出现，我们快走。获取视野，发现目标汇合点。
Dub is awesome already. I can tell it's gonna be sick.
小心加德纳拦截。
So yeah, I'm not. Here's the thing. I can. That sucks. My PC's just not good enough. I can't encode a 1440p stream while playing the game at 120 FPS. Because I'm getting a little bit of encoder lag, which is fine. I can just play the game at 60. That's still great. In fact, I could just play it at 90 maybe. Maybe that's good enough for me. Maybe at 90 FPS I would have just enough overhead where my OBS shouldn't be freaking out. Alternatively, if I really want to play it at 120, I can just stream from the Mac Mini. Like a base model Mac Mini, you know, it's good enough to... It's enough to encode a 1440p stream, no problem. I like the Chinese voices so far. Let's listen in.
怎么会这样？不，小队成员的生命体征。
Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm watching a Chinese drama. This is awesome, dude. My 100% playthrough that we do on day 1, we're doing Chinese. And then probably after that, we'll do a Japanese playthrough.
衣服，快振作起来。
And then after that, we'll probably go back to Korean for a while. Just keep mixing it up.
听我说，我们还没有完成任务。
I feel like I'm watching a
现在
Chinese
这项
drama.
任务就靠我们了，明白吗？
You get 80 FPS, Ultra 4K screen with 5070 Ti. Nice. Yeah, it feels optimized so far. I'm gonna try it out too when I'm not streaming just to see how good it is. Xbox any percent speed are incoming. I'll play around with Xbox controller for sure. You got a PSVR too? Sick. Nice, Eidos World. That's dope. What are you gonna play on it? Did you get the bundle with the Horizon? Okay, we have our boy here. Look at him. Dude, playing at 60 FPS is amazing. This is so cool. Because I've never tried out the what's it called? Is it performance mode? The one that puts it down to 1080p, I've never played on that. So this is awesome. Like just wow. 1, 2, and 3. You know what's weird too is that it's so smooth. I feel like I have to relearn some parry timings a little bit. I can literally see the attacks better. This is so awesome. Yeah, I need to map sprint to a button. I'll do that in a sec. Beautiful. However, I think it'll be the type of thing where it's just only beneficial. Like, I played through Lies of P the first time at 16, and then playing through it again the second time at 120, it felt still very good.
不是阿尔法那气泡，但依然很强。
Oh my god, it sounds awesome.
你很出色，比训练时更优秀。
Shit looks fucking sick, dude. This looks so good. It looks so smooth. Are you guys seeing this? I'm unbelievable. I can't believe how I might be like on some kind of adrenaline rush, dude. It might be like Night Rain leading into this, because this was a surprise. I wasn't expecting this today. FPS smooth like silk.
等等，衣服，好像有什么声音。衣服。
Oh Oh, you did get the bundle with Horizon? Cool. I'm playing a boxing game called
伊芙，你还好吗？
Lemi. Is that a French name? Your PC makes it look worse than the PS5, but I'm reinstalling Windows, so that'll be a real test. Hell yeah. You're so happy. I'm so happy right now. It's YouTube. We can't see it. Can only imagine it. Hey man, I have 1440p 60 FPS going. My stream quality is at 24,000 kilobits per second, so just crank that up. It gets pretty good. It looks pretty smooth. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I can't wait to just be able to play Stellar Blade without having to freaking like move my HDMI cables to plug in my capture card.
你的目标是我。
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, Victor, I'm happy that you're happy that I'm happy. Oh, hey, Andy Dodo. Awesome to see the optimization. Curious to see how frame gen is. Yeah, I can't test it because I don't have a 40 series card. I'm playing on a 3080. What the hell? Train any skills you want at camp kiosks? What the hell is this? Camp kiosks? First of all, they didn't use that terminology in the base game. But why did it tell me that right there? Hmm. Oh my god!
不过我们还是要保持谨慎。
Ooh, Adam sounds good.
阿尔法猎奇靶就在这里。
Eve doesn't sound like she's saying Taki. Wonder what she's saying. It sounded like she was saying JJ, which means like older sister. Or like younger sister?
做好准备，我会用
It's one of
无人机
those.
支援你的。
It would make sense that she's saying older sister. I know very little Mandarin, like very little. It's like close to 0%. Roke, thank you for tuning in, man.
这里是爱多斯7号吧？
She sounds really cute. I like it.
这个地方曾经是文明最后的战场，它也被人们称作真正的巨城。
But yeah, I noticed that too, Danny.
有东西从天而降，真是一种奇怪的感觉。这就是地球的雨吧？
美景可以之后再欣赏，现在我们还有活要干。
Hey, birthday boy, so excited about this game being on PC. Long time no see, although I'm not about to stay long. Well, I appreciate your dropping in anyway, Roke. Thank you for the early birthday wishes. Dude, look at this. Hang on, let me quickly set up a profile on my Xbox accessories app for the blade. So let me see. I'll just use this one. I had a... Actually, I'll show you guys what I'm doing, because maybe you're interested in this, but just real quick, go to my other one. So here I have the Xbox accessories app. So I can configure. This is my Miyazaki one, my Frank West one for Dead Rising. Hayabusa, I was using L, B, and B. Let's just make a new profile. We'll call this one, just call it Eve. All right, and then I need my left back paddle, which is this one, this guy. I want this as B. And then I want this one as left stick. Left stick click for my sprint. Bam. I'm not, because I like dodging with my left back pedal. I never press circle to dodge. And you might be wondering, that's weird. Why do you do that? What's your problem? Do you have some kind of like cognitive disability? I probably do, but the reason I do it is because when we're doing like challenge runs that are weird, I like having all my timings for parries on my left hand. So basically I can parry with this, and if I gotta spontaneously make it a dodge, I can easily, like it's easier when it's like this instead of using my thumb. That just feels so much more, like this is such a coarse motion where like I can just, with a really fine motion, just bam, either one. So in any given string, it's easy for me to like just go back and forth. So that's why I use left back pedal for dodging. Okay, so this is Eve. I'll put it on here. Swap this. Wait, no. Slot 3. There we go. So swap those around. Okay, now when I have the 3 lights on, we should have exactly what I need. Okay, let's get back in there. Perfect. So now we're running. And we're dodging. Awesome. All right, moving on. I should make a timestamp. We're in 807. So we're at 49, 807. It's your birthday today? My birthday's tomorrow. I'm turning 31.
注意，有东西。
Dude, this looks unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I need to relax. It looks so smooth. And you know, I thought it was good on console. I really did. But it might have been some kind of Stockholm Syndrome thing where I just got used to it. I mean, I think balanced is good enough because it's mostly around 50 to 60. It's always around there. But, you know, like playing on a VRR display, like I got used to it. I was fine, but like this is amazing. I can finally play one of my favorite games ever at 60 FPS. By the way, I didn't notice an accessibility option on this shit right here. These passcodes, I hope that there's a way to make them easier to solve. Because I wanna work on a blindfolded run eventually. I know it sounds insane, but I think we can do it. And those puzzles, those little keycard codes, because they're randomized, the location of the buttons, it's random, and so you can't really do that blindfolded. It's basically impossible, and it's very impossible because every time you fail, it kicks you out of that menu. And when it kicks you out of the menu, it resets the position of every letter. So it's just like, oh, you can't see? If you're wearing a blindfold, go to hell. However, maybe with the accessibility options for vision, maybe it does make it easier to solve. I have to play with all that. I gotta check it out. You can go higher than 60 FPS? Absolutely. In fact, that's a great question, Xeon, because, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, because there is uncapped FPS support, which is awesome. So that in the future, as you can see, unlimited. In the future, once we have ridiculous hardware, this game will, you know, it'll age better, pretty much. It'll age well with hardware in the future, because, you know, you can go over 240 theoretically. I mean, you could play it at whatever you want. But yeah, I would recommend just playing at 120. 144 is a very minor difference from 120. If you have a 120 hertz monitor, you're good. Just use that. If you're like a big baller and have an insane 240 hertz monitor, you can play on this. It'll look even more ridiculous. But the jump from 60 to 120 is enormous. The jump from 120 to 144 is almost nothing. But this jump is huge. It's kind of like, it's honestly about like the jump from 30 to 60. It's kind of like that. And this 45 option is kind of cool because I guess if you're playing on two things. If you're playing on a 90 hertz refresh rate monitor, or if you can't achieve, you know, 60 FPS on your hardware, but you have a higher refresh rate monitor, you can just make your refresh rate 90 hertz in Windows, put this at 45, and it'll look pretty smooth because it divides into 90. The Steam Deck does this with its 90 hertz monitor. I guess maybe that's why it's here, but like you could have that outside of the Steam Deck, like just on your PC if you have lower hardware, like weaker hardware, you can still, you know, use the 45 on a nice monitor and get a nice, like a smoother experience, as long as you have a VRR display. Okay, so anyway, so far the game looks really pretty. It looks basically like it does on console. It's just smoother, so that's fantastic. I'll go over by the way, I'm playing on an Xbox controller. I'll go over the graphic settings that we're using right now, but for the most part, everything is on high, and then characters and environments are on very high, which I normally would not do because I only have 10 gigs of VRAM, but the game set it like that by default, and so, yeah. Dude, this is so weird using Xbox face buttons. I gotta say, it's very weird, but it's kind of cool. It's novel. I'll mess around. I'll probably go back to PlayStation in a little bit. Your VRAM is exceeded. Looks like definitely exceeded. Definitely exceeded. But yeah, I'm playing at 1440p. I am playing at 1440p because I don't have a 4K monitor. I play on a 1440p monitor and I stream at 1440p. So for me, there's no need for the 4K. I wonder if frame rate will affect some aspects of the game, like gravity for some spicy speedrun tech, like some other games. I'm curious about that too. I am curious about that. Because there are, like, for example, like Dark Souls 1, that game collapses if you play at higher frame rates. It's just broken. And so there could be some weird tech at higher FPS, possibly. We'll see. Hello, Elvin D. Frank, thank you for tuning in. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. Lodge Fizz, thank you for tuning out as well. You can't get your optimization settings correct. Mine looks not great right now. I'm sure that Digital Foundry will release a video optimizing the PC version. Whoa, hang on. I should have just done any of the other combos. This still drops money. Nice. I'm gonna grab... Let's see what counter one looks like. I'm so happy. I'm gonna lose my mind. When this comes out on PC, dude, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to do our full playthrough. My plan is still to do a full playthrough, 100% achievements run on release day. That's the plan. I got nothing from those boxes. Alright, anyway. Look at that. What's going to be really cool is just once we get to Abaddon and Stalker. I'm assuming Stalker is here. Don't spoil it. I'm sure he'll be in here. But if there's anything new in the demo, we're going to figure it out. We're going to find out together, okay? So if you played the demo already, please hold your comments until the end. I prefer the DualSense D-pad. Fully agree. And the vibrations, yes, they are better. Completely agree on those. But sometimes it's nice to just use an Xbox controller, you know? I need to get more use out of my Elite controller because I only bought it like in November, I want to say, but I got it with a 3-year warranty because it was only 15 bucks at Walmart. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll get a 3-year warranty because I hear this thing can be kind of sketchy sometimes. And so I want to play on it more just so that if something breaks, it'll be in that warranty period. I love that all of the Xbox buttons are supported right off the rip. I don't even have to like go... Oh, hang on. How do I scan? Okay, it's just the left button. You do miss on a little bit of functionality not playing on a PlayStation controller because you can use the trackpad to swipe up or down to either show the map or your quests respectively. But you can still scan. But yeah, I do prefer PlayStation game D-pad for sure. And I prefer PlayStation face buttons for games like this where I'm, you know, pressing them a lot. I guess it's because I grew up playing Devil May Cry 3 on my PS2, you know, with PlayStation face buttons. Actually, you know what I could check? Hang on a sec. How far away is my... 2 minutes? Let's check something. I'm going to see if a speedrun tech is still available in this demo right now. Buy an SP initializer. I should have thought of this. But you know what? Hold on. Chill. I'm going to show off counter 1 just to see how it looks on PC. Oh, wait. Oh, it's square. Okay. Looks great. Looks fantastic. Now I'm going to reset that skill tree and I'm going to spend my SP on aerial blow. So you probably already know what I'm going to do. Cool. It's tripping me up playing with an Xbox controller. They're like, I forgot the controls somehow. Even though all the buttons are in the same place, it's kind of weird. But I want to get into the Abaddon fight and just see how the parries feel.
那是军团用的旧补给箱。
这些东西还能用吗？
Oh my god, I love the Chinese Eve voice. This is great. That's so cool, man. All the dubs are so good in this game. We played on the Brazilian Portuguese dub recently as well. That's also good. I like the Italian one too, and the Spanish ones. They're all good. Literally every dub has been good except for English. All the dubs have been fantastic. I really enjoy them. English was not bad. It actually exceeded my expectations. But I don't really like the Eve one because of the battle cries. But the Eve, or the Lily, the English Lily is one of my favorites for sure. Like, I prefer the English Lily over the Japanese Lily, personally. But then I like the Korean one over both of those. But then right after Korean, I think it's definitely English. The English Lily is fantastic. I think that was the best voice in that entire dub. Lily and Oracle. Both of those were really good. But, you know, mostly I speedrun the game like kind of a lot, and so the battle cries make a big difference for me because I hear them constantly. And so if the battle cries were just not like they sound on the English dub, I would probably play on English more because, you know, it's pretty good. It's just the battle cries for me. That's the only thing. Let's grab this fusion cell. Hello Crown96, have I played Nier Automata? We did a whole playthrough actually on stream, yeah. I have a playlist on it. In fact, I played every game that inspired this game. I trust you have streamer mode on Discord. I'm going to send you something in private. I would ask you not to read or react to it during the stream. Got you. Okay. Thank you, Rogue. I'll check it out later. Not even nearly at VRAM limit on very high, but it runs so bad. You know, there's a lot of settings you could play with. Hold on a sec. Let's see if the speedrun tech works. I'm sure you can figure out. There's got to be a way to make it work. Okay, so we just got to get up here. Okay. Not even close. So this looks like it still works. Let's run over. Okay, that tech still works. That's still in the game. That's cool. That's cool. Alright, now, I guess I could go back and do the ambush. Should I go back and do the ambush anyway? It's a cool cutscene. Let me grab the stuff up here first. Actually, I'm kind of curious. If I go and touch the camp, can I still go backwards and do the ambush? Maybe. Or we can just die. We'll do that instead. It gives me an autosave when we pick up the fusion cell. I really thought I could reach that pole. That flag pole. But since we know the skip works, let's fight the enemies now. Hey, what's up, show? Good to have you back. Looks like they uncensored the gore on the Taki UN cutscene. Maybe the same for Abaddon. We're about to find out. I know that there's like slightly less blood on Eve's face on console. Run away. So far, the Chinese battle cries are cool. I cannot wait to hear Chinese Lily. Too bad we can't hear her in the demo, unless... If there's still a gameplay trailer at the end, I wonder if it'll be, you know, in the correct dub. No, he didn't die. Here, run this way, pal. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh man, he didn't die, unfortunate. I couldn't kill him with the barrels. I'm just so happy that we're playing at 60 FPS. It's truly crazy because I played so much unbalanced. I didn't realize, like, I'm just so used to looking at it. It's amazing because, you know, your brain just adjusts. For example, when we played Bloodborne recently, after like hour 5 or hour 6, I was just adjusted and I was like, oh, this looks normal. Like panning the camera, I was like, oh, this is normal. 30 FPS is normal. But yeah, the difference is genuinely awesome. Look at how delayed that was, in fact. I had so much extra time to dodge that. That was kind of weird. I wonder if it's just because it's so smooth, that's why it looks different, but that dodge felt like I had more time. Because I could just see. I can see I can fight. It's like that episode of Fairly Odd Parents. I know that's from... What is that from? It's just Great Alexander, right? Well, it was the Fairly Odd Parents episode with Great Alexander after he pulls out... No. I'm pretty sure that's the Great Alexander episode. Anyway, whatever. I've been following Butch Hartman on Instagram, so I've been thinking of Fairly Odd Parents recently. I can see. I can fight. Hoping updating the AMD software will help. I hope you can figure it out, Trudy. Let us know. Let us know what happens. In fact, I think... Oh, I'll make a new thread on the Discord. I'll make a new channel for PC optimizations. And I'll let... Like, this would be... In fact, this would be awesome. If you guys want to participate, you can post your specs and, like, you know, your settings and, like, how it runs for you. Like, what kind of FPS you're getting at what resolution. So, basically, your specs... I died again. Your specs, resolution, and what FPS you're getting. And how you were able to optimize it for your build. I think that'd be really good. Let's do that. By the way, if anyone here is not in the Discord, check out the Discord. It's free to join and safe for work. So, we're mostly a Stellar Blade. I mean, if you're here watching the Stellar Blade demo, if you're watching me talk about a demo that came out over a year ago, like, you're probably already a Stellar Blade fan. Or if you're brand new and you've never watched me play this game before and you just, like, found me somehow, and you're going to play for the first time on PC, but don't worry, we're very spoiler conscious. And so, on the Discord, it's kind of like separated where... If you stay out of the spoiler channels, you should be fine. But when I'm streaming, I am very conscious to not really talk about spoilers until we get to that point in the game. So like once we get towards the later part of the game, I talk about spoilers freely. But yeah, for the next couple months, we got to be very mindful of spoilers. Everyone who's played on console, please be mindful of brand new people. All right, let's get rid of this aerial blow because I don't want this anymore. I'll just grab... Let's get reflection in there. By the way, you can grind out experience levels if you wanted to. We had some folks back last April who were grinding out the demo, and they basically went into the full game with pretty much max everything, which is insane. And if you wanted to, you could do that because your save does carry over. Damn, I just dodged early there. Even, oh my gosh, even just the dodges look so nice. There's so much extra... And the parries too, there's so much extra flair on them. They look amazing. I gotta like put them side by side, but the dodges look different. The parries and dodges look different. I mean, I don't know how to say it, but just like they look brighter. I don't know, it's amazing. It just looks so sick. Maybe it's just because of its general extra smoothness. Or they patched it, possibly? I have no idea, but it looks great. It just looks great. You guys see that? Especially the dodges, I feel like is more noticeable. But I feel like there's more effects. There's more effects on them. Maybe that's something to do with one of the graphic settings I have on. Happy early birthday. Thank you so much, Victor Perez. I appreciate you, man. What's up, Wait? Good to have you, man. Yankee Fit going crazy. You already know I gotta represent. I gotta represent, man. World Series rematch today. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a gigantic baseball fan. And I watch every single Yankees game. Basically every single Yankees game. And then I also go to Marlins games because that's where I live. I'm a Miami boy, so... Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out and tuning in. Once the PC version, the full game comes out, we'll be doing a platinum or 100% achievements speedrun. We did it already on PS5. It took like 20 hours. I know we can get it down by several hours, so... Take a listen.
爱德姆，这是什么？
这是什么？
不是已经知道了吗？这是地图。
地图？要怎么同步地图上的所在位置？
Size in Chinese. Let's listen to this other dialogue over here.
看来这里以前是图书馆。
Why is it raining in here? I just realized. Oh, because it's open. Okay.
类似吧，不过它们只能储存1兆的数据。
真是浪费资源。
Is it normally raining here on console? I guess it is, and for some reason I just never noticed. Maybe it's more noticeable here. Or, I don't know what it is, dude, but I feel like I've never noticed that.
"裂缝很深，想越过去实在太难了。我们绕过去吧，穿过立体停车场。
Oh my god, this is the definitive Stellar Blade experience. If you're like someone with a PS5 and you didn't play this game for some reason last year, and you happen to also have a gaming PC, you should really play this. Like, just based on this is gonna be so nice. Oh my god, just think about going through Spire. Dude, especially in Spire, there are so many locations where I feel like it just gets framey. Oh my god, think of the hypertube. Think of the hypertube, dude. The hypertube at high FPS? Are you kidding me? It's gonna go crazy. Oh my goodness. You're saying they patched out this glitch right here? Yeah, there was a glitch in the demo where... It makes sense because this is like a newer build of the game. But so far, the speedrun tech that I tried still works. I'll be testing... What else can I test here in 807? Oh, I didn't test the little cutscene skip after the first keycard. I didn't test... Well, there's still an Abaddon skip that you can do on this current patch. Well, I'll test that later. I honestly I don't remember how to do it, so... Cutscene time.
这种地方居然有补给营地。
补给营地，那是什么？
是在此之前
Hi, Gentle Light. Thank you for tuning in.
小队建立的仓库。
看起来已经废弃了很长时间。他们为什么要在这种角落建立营地？
因为补给营地同时也是一座重要的基地。
这个停车场很重要吗？
还有一种可能，是这个地方非常危险。
那就是说，这里对我们应该很有用喽。
Oh my god, the demo's out. Installing now? Go for it. Using a controller or trying the keyboard? I'm playing on an Xbox controller just to feel what it's like. But we can try keyboard. I mean, it's WASD, and then... Whoa, that's pretty fast panning. But, it looks like you use left click for that. For light attacks. Right click is heavy attacks, which makes sense. Kind of nice. And then you dodge with shift, which makes sense. So in fact... Oh, actually, that's pretty good, because you could just... It's pretty easy if you wanted to just run with holding down shift. That's nice. I'm gonna try something out actually. Let's go into training mode and see if the... Let's see if the beta skill offset combos still work. I strongly doubt they got patched out. I don't know why they would patch that out. It's like, it's such a fringe little skill, and it's also... It's like really hard to do, so... Let's, do infinite energy. Hold on. How do I... Oh, you have to hold down start. Okay, so infinite energy on. I want the enemy not doing attacks. Don't attack me anymore. Okay, chill. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's see if this still works. We'll just do a slash one. So I'm basically gonna be doing onslaught 3, and then after this third attack in the string, I will do a slash, and then that'll offset the combo. Then I'll go back and finish the combo with the rush at the end. So let's see if it still works. Okay. So far, I can't get it. But I haven't practiced this in a long time, so let's just see. In fact, I'll do this one. To be honest, I think it's still in the game, because combat feels identical. I think it's been a long time since I've done this, so... I'll try to at least get one. It could be the higher FPS makes it harder too. Hang on, chill. Let's try on a PlayStation controller, because at least on PlayStation, I know what it feels like. Does DualSense work good on PC? Absolutely. Well, it depends on the game. A lot of modern games on Steam will just support DualSense, but if it doesn't work on a game, you can just use Steam input to make it work, so then it's good. Okay, it does still work. Xbox. I'm gonna blame it on the Xbox controller, okay? By the way, if you don't know what I'm doing, let me actually show my... Sorry, I should have shown my controller inputs. For anyone who wants to learn this, it's very fringe tech, but you can do this with basically pretty much any combo, and it's easiest with slash. I think you can do it with other beta skills too, but here's basically how it works. So I'm gonna explain this real quick. Pretty much as soon as the active frames of the attack that you want to offset after end, you input slash. Personally, I like to double tap the inputs just so it's a little bit easier to give myself more room. I don't know if it actually helps, but if you're perfect, you don't have to double tap inputs. And then as soon as the active frames of slash are over, this is slash, as soon as the active frames are over and you regain control, you then tap the next string in that combo that you were doing. So pretty much for onslaught 1 is triangle, 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 okay? So after the second triangle input, as soon as the active frames are over, and if you don't understand what I'm talking about, there's startup, active, and recovery frames to every attack. This game's like a fighting game in that sense. So you can see my startup frames are before my attack is actually damaging anything, which in this case, it's not very many. Something with a lot of startup frames would be like Rush. That has a ton of startup frames. And then the active frames are when the attack is active, it's attacking. And then recovery is when you can see Eve is doing some stuff afterwards. But the recovery frames are over as soon as you are able to like dodge cancel out of it. So for example, as you can see there, I cut off the end of the recovery frames by using a dodge. So just by dodging or blocking, you can kind of speed up the recovery frames because you go into another action. So then how this works, how does the blink, or how does the beta skill offset work? Well, pretty much you do 2 attacks, right? And then you input your slash. So in this case, I'm going to be inputting slash with this. And then I go in and I press triangle again after the active frames of slash are over. And then you just finish the combo pretty much. I think I'm a little bit late. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, that is how you do it. If you look at my inputs there and go back like 5 seconds, if you want to learn how to do that, you can do that. You can do it with like Onslaught 3 also works really well. The reason this one's good to do it on is because you can kind of... It's like towards the end of her backflip, that's when you want to input slash. And then you just finish it off after. There was early, as you can see. I'm a bit early again. I used to be actually pretty consistent at this. We would get this like multiple times in a row, but I don't have that right now. But I want to at least show you... Oh, hang on. I thought I had streamer mode on. But I don't have streamer mode on, apparently. Let me turn that on. I should probably have that on just anyway. Okay, so luckily we're good. Nothing really showed. Streamer mode. How does this work? Privacy. Data and privacy. What is streamer mode anyway? Like, what is the point of that? Content and social. Oh, if I just search in streamer mode, does that work? Streamer mode. There we go. Enable streamer mode. Perfect. Okay, now we're good. I'm gonna get this combo. Watch. Just wait. To be honest, I think that higher FPS makes it harder. I think that might be how it works. But we're just playing at 60, dude. This is like barely any higher than balanced mode. I want to get it once. Come on. Onslaught 3? Nope. Let's try Onslaught 4. Wait, that's Onslaught 2. Onslaught 4, or Onslaught 4, yeah. Alright, didn't get it there. Not quite. Oh my goodness. Okay, so far we've only gotten Onslaught 1 to work. But if Onslaught 1 works, that means that all of them work. The tech wouldn't work for just like one combo. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Anyway, we showed off Onslaught 1 and I explained how to do it. And I have lots of shorts doing stuff like this. If you go through my YouTube shorts, like you can see examples of this kind of stuff. But at least the Onslaught 1 one works. So that means it's doable. Whoa, I just ambushed that guy randomly. I guess I was a bit closer than I realized. Anyway, if I keep doing this, I'm gonna lose my mind. It's interesting how they changed the training mode menu where you exit by pressing 2 buttons now. It used to just be you just press start, but now it's triangle plus start. I wonder why. I wonder why they did that. Either way, let's watch the cutscene. Okay, let's go back. I'm gonna make another timestamp so that anyone who wants to skip the training room shenanigans, you can just skip that. And then we'll check out boss challenge afterwards. But yeah, it works. It still works.
艾德姆，
怎么了？
昨天谢谢你救了我。
嗨，这有什么？不过你让我几乎用光了这些年能够搜集到的所有辅助脊椎材料。没事，现在我们可以互相帮助了。我们可以一起追踪阿尔法涅奇吧，反正光凭我一个人的力量也很难逃出这里。如果你能找到记录大厅，我就已经很高兴了。
这你不用担心，我保证一定会报答你的。
I wonder if we can beta chain that combo. Single player enthusiast, yes, you absolutely can. And I have example YouTube shorts of doing that. Hold on. I think this one here is a good one. Did I beta chain on this? I didn't, but you can do it. I know you can. All of those offset, beta skill offset combos, you can beta chain, but it's harder because now the timing window is a little bit tighter because you have to hold it. So instead of double tapping, because I think it's easier if you double tap, but yes, you can, absolutely you can. And I will sit around and practice it a little bit later, but not right now. I want to get through the rest of the demo. Let's get a damage upgrade. Let's check out how the items look. They look good. Looks like, you know, what you would expect. It looks the same as PS5 pretty much. There's the items. Rogue, thank you for the 20 euros, dude. That's so generous. Oh my goodness, now you know what streamer mode is. Here's a little thank you. You'll know why later. And let's say it's a birthday gift as well. Why not? Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the generosity. You guys have been so generous. You guys are spoiling me. I'm going to cry after this. Do you think the Doro meme will be available in game or it was just for YouTube promotion? Oh, the Nikkei thing? I don't know. I don't really know what the significance of that is. But I think it'll be in the game. Currently doing a level 1 playthrough of Elden Ring, just beat Radon. Nice. Like the Radon Festival one. Cool. Could you use the skin suit and see whether they uncovered... I'm not going to use the skin suit on stream, no, because that just demonetizes streams. So you'll have to test it out in your own game. Unfortunately, sorry, can't do that. But thank you so much, Rogue, for the 20 euros. That's super nice of you, dude. And thank you again for the birthday wishes. Seriously, it's amazing. Let's go check out Abaddon and see how he looks in a crisp 60 FPS. That guy's not even noticing me. Wow, look at all the sparks. Alright. Abaddon time. Alright, let's use the old barrel strats. Whoa, the depth of field went crazy there. It usually doesn't do that. That's awesome. It's actually kind of shocking how smooth it is. And I thought it was pretty good before, but like, wow, it's really smooth. Wow. I'm so happy. I can't wait to check this out in 120. For anyone just tuning in, we were playing at 120 earlier, and it was running really nicely. But the problem is OBS encoding. I can't really be doing both at the same time. Man, this looks great. Even just like, look at the lighting. I mean, I don't know, it feels just... Everything feels like it looks a little bit nicer. Like the whole thing looks a little bit nicer. That's pretty good. Let's see if we get a whole trailer, like in the original demo. Eve's face looks pretty bloody. This is new. New music, different gameplay, different costumes. I like this shot, that's so cool. That was a cool transition too.
We have guests.
I'm Airborne Squad Member Eve.
My name's Lily. Pleased to meet you.
The memories of those who couldn't make it back to Mother Sphere. Eve, please help us.
This information is full of errors. It's just not credible.
There's no way. That's impossible.
The alpha signal is spiking!
It won't be easy.
Ooh.
Make sure to be well prepared.
Okay, let's go.
They're getting smarter. You're
Damn, they're showing Karakuri here? This is way longer. That's a good use of that. Whoa, awesome. He has a hammer? Dude, what? They totally redid the whole trailer at the end of the demo. And it's not using the Stalker music anymore. Okay. Stellar Blade base game. Pre-order plus pre-order cosmetic items get early access to the items if you order within the pre-order period. Pre-order is available until 6/11/2025 or 2025. 2:59 p.m. UTC -7. Stellar Blade base game. So the complete edition comes with Stellar Blade base game, Stellar Blade Cross Near Automata DLC, Stellar Blade Cross Goddess of Victory Nikkei DLC, outfit CD key for use in the Goddess of Victory Nikkei game. If anyone wants that, just ask me for it. Like if anyone really plays that game, you can just ask me for it. Like I'm just gonna be giving that away. Complete edition cosmetic items, deluxe bundle cosmetic items, additional in-game currency and skill points, pre-order cosmetic items, get early access to the items, blah blah blah. Cool. No, I'm not trying to buy this right now. What the hell? I'll pre-order it later. Okay. I pressed the wrong button. Dude, sick. And let's do boss challenge right now. It should still be Stalker, right? It should still be Stalker. It is Stalker. Oh, look, we have different costumes. Check it out. Oh, they gave us the bear, Neuralink, Waikunoichi, and Air Ace. So this is cool because in the original demo, we had Racer's High, Wasteland Adventurer or Explorer. It was the jeans and the jacket one. And then we had the default. Oh, and we had the black suit, which was Planet Diving Suit 2nd. So they gave us one extra costume. That's cool. Awesome. And by the way, this is the same hairstyle that was in the demo boss challenge. It was this exact same one with the braid fringe. I remember that. So we'll play with that. And what do they give you here? Basically like everything, right? A bunch of Mark 1 gears. We'll use some speed gears, I guess. Some of my first videos were just me playing with the speed gears. We also have shining memory earrings. I forget what earrings you had in the demo, but... Oh, you have glasses too? Oh, they didn't give me the glasses that I prefer, though. Come on, shift up. It's okay. We also have the Ironclad pack. This was also in the demo, actually. The same yellow one. So that was there. If you could somehow, like, hack the demo, you could just go into Matrix 11 and explore that. But, I mean, like, the game's coming out soon anyway. Oh, one more thing. Let's check out our abilities. So, yeah, we do have everything. It's exactly like the demo. There's no burst abilities available. Just this stuff. Okay. Ow. You cannot mash. So that is patched because this is a newer build of the game, so you cannot do it like in the old demo. That is awesome. Oh no, I wasted it. I didn't even realize his health bar was that low already. Did they give you 4 tumblers in the original demo? I thought it was 3, but I don't remember, to be completely honest. Beautiful. I'm gonna give some impressions momentarily. We're gonna give some impressions. They're very positive. Fantastic finish. Oh wow, they shut that shit off so fast. Before you could walk to like the end where the invisible wall is. You could just walk over there, but now it's just like bam, you're out of there. Let's redo it again. What was I gonna say? Wait, should I try out with mouse and keyboard? Okay, so how does this work? How do I parry? E? Oh my gosh, it's E. Okay, yeah, that seems fine. How would I lock on? Probably middle mouse button. Let's give this a shot. I haven't tried this. Thank you for the happy birthday, Matt Dean. Good to see you, man. I appreciate it. Skip with space. Okay, let's try out mouse and keyboard and see how it works. So lock on. Okay, there we go. This is so weird. How do I aim? I actually don't know how to shoot. Whatever. Ooh, nice shield break right there. Oh, I was kind of too far away. This is so weird. I gotta say, I would not play the game like this, but you could. I mean, it's like, I guess it's like playing a Souls game, right? Like if you played Sekiro, I guess it would feel the same. So this should be phase 2 right here. Nice, good dodge right there. I gotta mash left click, that's so interesting. I wish they made that a keyboard button. By the way, I'm pressing shift and then W for that, which feels a little bit weird. What's interesting about that combo is that it's an invincible combo and that you can't normally interrupt it, but if you shield break, you can. Give me some rocks. I would love rocks here. The only thing that's weird, not those rocks, the only thing that's weird is like, I feel like running around will be kind of hard to do on mouse and keyboard. Alright, well that's mouse and keyboard. It's definitely playable, but I would not be playing like that normally. I would say it's good if you really don't like playing on controllers. It's serviceable. But I would still strongly encourage just play on a controller. Like Xbox or PlayStation, you should be good. The only thing that's a little bit weird is that you mash with left mouse button for the clashes, but there's not that many of them in the game. So I guess that's okay. But like I feel like it would have made more sense to just mash a keyboard button. That's so minor though, that doesn't really matter. Okay, impressions. First of all, let me check chat real quick. Time for me to disappear. Thanks for showing off the demo. Take care and good night. Have a good night, Rogue. Thanks again for the birthday wishes, everybody. Just played the demo and it performed very well on your PC. That's great to hear, Derek. Happy about that. Where is Judy? Have you figured out how to fix the performance issues? Game ran amazing for you. Oh, hello, Echo9s. Thank you for tuning in. FSR frame gen doesn't work at all, and resolution scale doesn't work either. Hope they fix that eventually. So here's how we've been playing the demo, by the way. We've been playing at just the very high preset, which is, you know, DLSS 4 is on there. Base sharpness is at 0. So I haven't changed that. I have DLSS 4 on quality. By default, it's on automatic, but I moved it to quality. And when I was playing at 120 FPS frame limit, I was getting around 90. I was getting around 90 to 100 in the opening area. I had to bump it down to 60 though, because I was not able to encode my 1440p like really high quality stream while doing this. So if I want to experience the game like that, I'll have to just be playing offline to check it out. Or I have a base model Mac Mini I can stream off of as well. So maybe we'll be doing some streams off that if I just really want to check out the 120. But I can't check out 120 right now because the stream will start lagging. And it's just OBS encoder lag. It's like the game itself is still, it looks good for me, but I'm obviously straining my PC a bit by encoding a stream at the same time. Okay, anyway, NVIDIA DLSS sharpness, this is on 1 by default. I can't use frame gen because I don't have a 40 series card. I have a 3080. I had NVIDIA reflex low latency on, and I didn't have enabled plus boost, but I just had it on. The game feels responsive. It feels like it's playing on console. As you can see, I'm taxing my VRAM a lot. I don't have enough VRAM for this, but the two settings that would eat up a lot of VRAM are environment texture and character texture. I had both of these on very high because it was like that by default. Everything else is just on high because it doesn't go beyond that. But these things do go beyond that. In fact, they go up to 4K. Well, at least environments. The character texture does not go beyond very high. And then, yeah, we looked over all the settings earlier, but this is what we were running on. If you were curious, this is how I was playing the game. And it looked great. Very smooth. 60 is perfect. Fantastic. If you're playing on a 3080, you're going to have a great time. I can't speak for other cards, though. Playing better on keyboard than controller? Yeah, it's definitely weird. I was definitely, like, try-harding there just because I wanted to, you know, make it look good. But it's definitely weird for me. I don't usually play games like this on keyboard. The only games I like playing on keyboard are, you know, like first-person shooters or StarCraft, pretty much. Eve's hair has some really noticeable pixelation on your end. Oh, that's one thing I was going to check out. Let's check out the long ponytail and just see how it looks on PC. Because on console, it always looked a little bit janky. But let's go long ponytail, jump into the boss challenge again, and check it out. It looks good, but it looks like just like console, to be honest. It looks like it does for me on console. I mean, besides like being at a slightly higher frame rate, but yeah, it looks for the most part the same. Let's do some combos. I never play with the long ponytail just because it, you know, it looks a tiny bit janky, and I prefer the short ponytail. But this is what it looks like, in case you were curious. Of course, I'm such a huge proponent of short ponytail. I'm just gonna keep recommending that, but there you go. There's long ponytail. In case you were curious, that's what it looks like on PC. You locked your FPS to 90, 1080p absolutely max settings, rare drops to like 85. Cool, sounds good. Hello, Ragewire Loki, thank you for tuning in. What's your setup? I need a reference for performance. My specs are here, they should be pinned. Yeah, they're still pinned, but to answer your question, I'm playing on a 3080 Founders Edition, so it's a 10 gigabyte card. i9 9900K, and we have 64 gigs of RAM. DDR4 though, so it was really good. I probably could hit, I think that if I drop DLSS to like maybe perform, it's on quality. If I drop it to balance, I think we can definitely hit 120, but I have to test that off stream. I can't do it while I'm streaming. This game with frame gen on and using an 5090 in ultra wide has been like pure ecstasy. It's got to look crazy in an ultra wide. That's sick. Hello, Dai-chan. Thank you for tuning in. You're new here? Hell yeah. I mostly stream Stellar Blade, but I stream other adjacent type of action games. Like, we play a lot of Souls games as well. But I've been playing this game since, you know, since the demo leaked. So since last March, and we do a lot of speedruns and challenge runs here. So thank you for dropping by. We have a Discord too. Bliss is going to install long ponytail clipping fix. if someone mods that, I will install it and we'll do a playthrough with the long ponytail. I promise. I promise I'll do that. If someone actually makes the long ponytail just look a little bit, you know, a little bit less janky, you know, and it's not really bad. It's just a little bit too janky. Backstory, the reason I started using the short ponytail originally was because I wanted the game to look as flattering as possible. Because at the time, during the demo, when the demo leaked, it was pure degeneracy. No one was talking about the gameplay, and I was like, what the hell? This game's amazing. Why is no one talking about it? So I was like, let me just make some videos. And I wanted it to look as pretty as possible, so I used short ponytail, just because I didn't want anyone to even nitpick about like, oh, the ponytail looks strange. So that's why I did that. Hope the mods can help with the hair looking off on your end. Maybe, I'm sure there'll be mods to help with performance and stuff, but the performance seems good. In fact, let's run through with the long ponytail right now, just to get a look at it during combat. Just a little bit of a look at it. I'm playing on controller again. But I did not figure out how to shoot. I'll have to check out how to fire your gun on PC. On mouse and keyboard, I mean. Check it out. That looks good. Looks solid. By the way, we're playing on the Chinese dub. I played through the whole demo on Chinese, and it was good. I liked it a lot. Ouch, that was 3 rocks that time. Could the game connect to a PS4 controller? Sure. I'm sure you could. You know what? I'll test it just for you. If anyone is playing on a PS4 controller, I will test it right now. There's the other grab animation, so it's different depending on which Link grabs you. Let me grab, I have a PS4 controller, so I'll test it out right now. Whatever. Oh, that's from this side. Here I have a PS4, a DualShock 4. And here I have a micro USB. Okay, so let's see how this shit works. I'm just gonna see if it works without having to do anything on Steam. Okay. By the way, I don't think I've ever plugged in this controller into my PC, so it's setting it up right now. It currently says setting up wireless controller. I'll just wait for that to kind of finish. Oh, it's working already, though. It's Dude, I'm playing Stellar Blade on a PS4 controller? What the This is so weird. Hold on. My sound is going in and out. Why is that happening? What the heck? I don't have sound? I don't know what's going on. But let me test real quick if it's the game being weird or what. I'm gonna like play some music and see what's happening. I'm gonna just go boot up a YouTube video. Because I don't know if that's... Oh wait, I know what it is. Of course, I just plugged in the controller. So what's happening is it's telling me, it's like, oh, you wanna play sound through your little speaker, right? No, I don't wanna do that, Windows. Okay, so we manage sound devices and go to wireless controller, disable that. There we go, now we're back. Input devices, wireless controller, disable that. That's the one thing, whenever you plug in a DualSense or DualShock 4 into your computer the first time, it'll always be like, oh, you want to use a microphone and a speaker on your controller? So then it does it like automatically and it switches all your defaults, but no. So now we're back. I was wondering what was happening. So yeah, out of the box, it's just working. I didn't do anything on Steam. In fact, I'll even show you that I don't have Steam input. I do not have Steam input enabled, controller settings. As you can see, so it just works. So if you're playing on a DualShock 4, you're good. You can just play it. And apparently there's also support for, this is a Switch Pro controller, DualSense, Xbox, both Xbox controllers, Xbox One or Xbox Series controllers, they all work. And that is native support, no need for drivers or anything. Oh shit, I think we're dead. What I am curious about is if we can actually use the trackpad to swipe up and down on this, because I don't know if it works like that. I don't think it does. Oh, it does. Oh, check it out. I can swipe down. Look, so I can swipe down and it gives me my missions. So swipe up should give me map, but I think it's not going to do that because there is no map here. Yeah, there's no map, so let's do our due diligence. But I have to... Yeah, I'd have to... Okay, well, I'm going to see if I can pull up a map. Probably not. Yeah, I can't. I'm sure it works, though. If this works, swiping down for missions, then swiping up should bring up the map. But the thing is, you know, we don't have a map here, so... But there's your answer, so... I'm going to just quickly run through Stalker with the DualShock 4 and see what that's like. It's interesting. Yeah, this controller's so little, it's so cute. Vibrations are working. So if you want to feel like you're playing Sekiro, you can just play on a DualShock 4, I guess. Feels good. DualShock 4 for the optimal Sekiro experience. Hello, Jemmy. Thank you for tuning in. Does anyone know if the game supports Ultra Wide? It does, in fact. It does. We have someone in our Discord, our boy Vic. He's been playing it today on 32x9. So the game actually supports 5x4 and 32x9. So it supports like everything. Which is really nice. That reminds me, I kind of want to test something. Because there's an option here to show... to display your interface. The HUD area, you can move it around. So if I want to bring it in, we can put it at like 5x4. And we can just bring it in really tight. And the only reason I feel like anyone would do this is if you were making YouTube Shorts content, because then it's going to be like, you know, closer. Besides that, I don't know why you would ever do this. Unless it makes it easier for you to see. This looks kind of off-putting. One day I'll get yours running this great. I believe in you, Trudy. Yes, Lenny, you were correct. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but yes, that's exactly what happened with the controller. Is it me or does the sword flash look more pronounced? Yes, so actually, Matt Dean, I kind of noticed that it seems like the parries and perfect dodges look more kind of like oomph. Like there's more there, like there's more particle effects. It could be my graphic settings, but like, I think it looks sick. I love this, you know? I'm gonna play like this for sure. I'll probably bump down a couple things because I want to hit 120. And yeah, but I gotta do that off stream. I can't mess around with that because I don't want the stream to start lagging again. You did get the pre-order for the base game. After this, you're 100% happy with doing so? Hell yeah. I'm assuming they'll let you upgrade to Complete Edition with a DLC or something like most games do. Yeah, no, absolutely. Because the Complete Edition will just add in, you know, the DLCs. So the Nier Automata stuff and the Nick K stuff. Hope this game runs well on a 4060. I think you should be good. You should be very good, Daichan. I mean, there has to be an option to upgrade from base game to Complete Edition after launch. 100%. I wouldn't worry about that. I think you're good. I just like the DualShock 4 more on PC than the DualSense. Okay, that's fair. For me, the DualSense is the most comfortable controller. In fact, I was going to make a video on this very soon, just talking about the DualSense Edge, because I've had it for over a year. So I want to do that, just talk about how it's wearing and stuff. Do you guys think they're going to surprise us with new extra spines and gears? Honestly, I don't think so. I doubt it. I would cry if they did, but I think that with just some mods, we can have some fun, different ways to play, like some new extra spines that modify your values. Hello, Agamas. Thank you for tuning in. Hi, bro. I cannot tell thanks to YouTube compression, but it is blurry for you. RTX 3060 native plus DLSS quality looks blurry. Native plus no DLSS, no TAA looks even worse. Please help. I'm not having that issue. It looks great to me. It looks very sharp. I'm not having a blurry issue. So yeah, I don't know. No DLSS still looks even worse. That's so weird. DLSS quality, because I'm playing on DLSS quality. I'm not sure. I really hope that Digital Foundry releases a video on the demo. That'd be great. Or I mean, they'll obviously make one on the PC version when it comes out, but that should kind of help optimize everything. I'm on Windows 11. Yes, I am on Windows 11. Hopefully, when you start the PC specs channel, we can get some help in there. Yes. So everybody, if you would like to participate, I'm gonna make a channel right now on Discord. In fact, I'll do it like live. I'll do it right now. So let's just do it right here. Let's go to this thing. Okay, so here's our Discord. If you want to join, you can join for free. It's a safe for work, you know, free to join Discord. But here's just where I do my channel updates. I'm gonna make a Stellar Blade channel. I'm gonna make a new channel, actually. Okay, so this is gonna be a text channel. I'm gonna call it PC Specs. And then I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to make the description. Share your graphics settings. Targeted resolution. And PC specs. Should be good. All right. Okay, so I just started it off, so now you guys can share in there. So please, if you would like to participate, I'm just going to delete that. By the way, this is a safe for work, no grotesque comments channel. And so just in case it's not obvious. Hello, Catatonic Silent. Thank you for tuning in. So please join the Discord. Again, free to join, safe for work. I would love for you guys to share your PC specs in there. I have an i5 12600KF 4070 Super and 32 gigawatts of DDR5 4800. That's pretty fast RAM. 4800 megahertz, nice. It would be good to run the game without Denuvo doing their stuff. Denuvo, I'm sure, is having like a small impact, but I mean, so far it feels just like slightly more intensive than Lies of P. Just slightly. Baseball day, indeed. Yeah, no, Yankees are playing at 10 p.m. I'm very excited. I'm very. I hope we win the series. I'd be thrilled to win 2 out of 3. I'll drop your settings after you finish your workout in case it helps anyone. Hell yeah, thank you for that. Bro, it feels so good to finally to join the PC Master Race. Yeah, shout out to Victor who just recently got a new PC. I've always been a console player since you were a kid. Damn, dude, I'm happy you're here. It's definitely a lot of tinkering. My bad. All good, man. All good. But yeah, like if you type that kind of stuff in, like my mods will obliterate you. So that's why I'm just telling you right now. Because my mods will actually just ban you. But yeah, and I mean, definitely check out the guidelines. It's pretty chill. We don't really, like, I don't even need to have rules. We have a very mature audience. In fact, on YouTube, my demographic stats and stuff, it shows me that most people are 25 to 35, and then I have a lot of people actually 36 and above, like 36 to 45. I'll have a lot of people in that demographic too, which is really cool. We have literally like 0.1%. There's like one person. I think it's our friend Life is Overrated who's under 18. There's the 13 to 18 age slot on YouTube. It shows me there's like nobody. So we generally have a very mature chat, and so I don't even need to have like a rules thing on here because I know some chats you jump into and it's like, hey, here's all the rules. I'm not trying to insult anyone that like if you just jump into a chat, if you're just an adult, you're good. You know, just don't be disruptive. You're chill. Huge win. You got your PC last year? Hell yeah. That's awesome, Daichan. Yeah, no, welcome to PC Master Race. For me, I've been playing PC games. I've been on PC really since like 08, 09. That's when I really got into PC. That's when I played like all the Half-Life games. I played, a ton of Team Fortress 2 back in the day. And then 2010, I got into StarCraft, and it's just been like, oh my gosh. I don't need consoles ever again. I didn't buy a console. Like, I skipped PS4 generation. I didn't have a PS4 or Xbox One. But I got a PS5 to play with my fiance. Well, my then girlfriend, now my fiance. And it's fun. I like having a console. It's great for couch setups. But yeah, otherwise, dude, PC is the way. As long as you don't mind messing with graphic settings sometimes. It's not like feudal China, your channel. I mean, I suppose so. If your chat looks like that, that's kind of rough. So I'm a PC noob, literally your first PC aside from a laptop, and when you're in the in-game settings, it shows you're only utilizing 9.11 gigawatts out of the available VRAM, even at very high settings, but the game is blurry and pixelated and dropping insane frames. Even when I lower the settings, I'm unsure what the issue might be. Okay, so let's see. To be honest, I'm not familiar with anything AMD, so I don't actually know what this stuff is. I'm gonna be completely honest. I only really know Intel and Nvidia stuff. So I'm not familiar with this. I hope someone who's like on AMD can help you. But you have a lot of RAM. Ryzen 7, so that seems good. I don't know. If you're getting The first thing I would do is I would try running the game at 1080p and just see how that goes. If you're still having issues at 1080p, then I don't know what the problem is. Then it must be like something else. It's not just like an obvious setting. Because pretty much everything should run at 1080p. But yeah, hopefully other people can help you for sure. I'm sure someone can help. Okay, but that's a demo. I think that's a good demo stream. Only 2 hours long, but I want this to be kind of a concise stream. I think I will hop on. Oh, and by the way, thank you for the person who asked about the DualShock. I would not have thought to try this, and that's cool that it works. But we tried Xbox controller. That was pretty cool, though a bit weird. The face buttons are kind of weird. I'm sure if you're used to playing action games on this, you're fine. But yes, DualSense. DualSense is how I would recommend playing the game. However, there is a speaker on here, so I guess the sounds should be coming through the speaker. Oh, we also tried mouse and keyboard. So we tried everything, dude. We tried 4 different controller inputs. Because yeah, here under sound, you can see I turned the controller speaker off. Let's test it while we're here. Let's see if the parries should come through the controller speaker. So I'm gonna find out right now. Go back to boss challenge. You'll just get Alienware so you don't have to dilly-dally with PC specs. I'm not a fan of Alienware in general. I would always recommend building your own PC. Hello, Sander. Thank you for tuning in. I just got in here. What specs and how does it run on general? So the specs are pinned, but to answer your question, I'm playing on a 3080 10 gig card. I'm playing on an i9 9900K and 64 gigs of RAM, which is too much RAM. You don't need all that. And it runs really well. I was getting roughly 90 to 100 FPS when I played with the frame rate higher, but I'm playing at 60 FPS because I was getting encoder lag because I'm streaming. So let's see, does it still make sounds? Let's try to get a listen. It's not making parry sounds. Hold on, let me check something else. Sound. Controller speakers on. Controller speaker volume 100. Is this not a speaker? Is this a microphone? I'm actually not sure because I didn't have a PS4, but like I have this because this is what we played Bloodborne on. So I don't know. Can someone tell me, is this a speaker or is this a microphone? Didn't you disable it in Windows? That's true. However, okay, hold on. That might be why. Let's test this out. It is a speaker? Okay, because I'm going to test this out then. I have the DualSense also disabled in Windows. And let's see if I get sound out of this. No. So I guess that is the reason. Huh, I guess you gotta have it enabled in Windows. And just not set as the default. Because I did disable it completely. So let me enable the dual... Well, let's start with the DualSense, I guess. Output devices... DualSense Edge, enable... Oh shit, all the music is coming through here now. Listen to this. That sounds terrible. I don't want that as my default, dude. Okay, there we go. Alright, now, with that, does it work? It does work. Okay, so there you go. We're getting the parry sounds. So that was the answer. Now let's try with the DualShock 4, because we're doing research, dude. This is awesome. Let me disable this because I don't want this enabled ever again in my life. Alright, now plug in DualShock 4. Okay, and then under Windows, wireless controller, enable. By default, it goes to play everything through there. That's so crazy. Alright. Did we get the parry sounds here? Let's see. I'll get the controller as close as I can. It works. To be fair, it's not as loud as the DualSense, but it does work. You can hear it. And for reference, I do have sound controller speaker maxed out. So there's that. Anyway, if you're playing with headphones, you just turn this off because you will be maybe potentially waking up your spouse or something, and not even realizing it. The only other thing that you get sound for, like you can hear sound through the controller as well for some like random kind of like comms dialogue, but otherwise it's mainly the parries. That's like the main thing you'll hear most of the time. Okay, let me disable this again. Disable, perfect. All right. It's good, right on. Unplug this. I think we're good. We tried out, again, to recap, we tried out 4 controller inputs. DualSense, DualShock 4, Xbox, Elite controller, and mouse and keyboard. I'm going to timestamp everything if you want to go back and look through my initial playthrough of the demo. But this is fantastic. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, dude. Yeah, I didn't get any shader compilation stutters, actually. Good question. Installing Windows 11 now on your new SSD. Damn, that was fast, Addy. Damn, that was really quick. You like just got that. That's incredible. Nice. Let us know how it goes. But yeah, thank you, administrator, for tuning in and for pointing out that, yeah, I disabled it in Windows. I have a local PC shop, so when I eventually upgrade, I will get it from there. Yeah, if you have like a micro center, I think they're pretty good. Hello, Gabriel Araujo. Thank you for tuning in. It runs really well on your i7-3770. Amazing optimization. Hell yeah, it's great to hear. Completed fully the demo on PC. The boss challenge as well. Guess I have to go back to PS5. Gotta go back to PS5. PS5 in the meantime, but only for about 2 weeks. By the way, everybody, I'm running a giveaway. If you didn't know, join the giveaway. If you have the game on PS5, it's for PS5 people. So if you don't have the game on PS5, unfortunately, sorry, you can't join the giveaway. But I'll be doing more giveaways in the future. The thing is that I recently did. I'll explain why. But I recently did a poll where I was like, oh, I was asking about the Nouveau. I was asking like, oh, does this affect your buying decision? Blah blah blah. Most people said that they're playing the game on PS5 anyway, so it's like whatever for them. And so as a result, I was like, let's do a giveaway for the PS5 folks. So all you got to do, the rules are here. If you go to my giveaway for text channel, you can see the rules there. The whole point is to kind of just do like a Nick K style boss challenge. So the rules are you got to fight a boss. I have a list of bosses there that you can do using only your gun. That's the only damage you can do. Make sure you read the rules carefully and then just post the clips. We have like 8 entries so far. Oh, I forgot to approve this. Agatoki, I did watch this. Sorry, my bad. So once you submit a clip that, you know, follows the directions, you will be entered into the giveaway and then we'll choose randomly. So you have about like a weekend, like a little bit over a week. I think we're doing it on the 8th. Yeah, on the 7th, on Saturday at 11, wait, no, sorry. On Sunday at 3 o'clock, Sunday, June 8th. That's when we're choosing the giveaway winners. So yeah, join the Discord. It's free to join. Safe for work. Hey, Silver Taken, thank you for tuning in. Denuvo forces constant internet connectivity. No, actually, it's not how it works. It checks every so often. So I believe that ShiftUp can kind of set it up how they want, where they can either check like once every week, once every month. I don't know how they have it set up. Someone who can delve in there can probably figure it out. But it basically checks every so often. And if you are not online to verify that you have a legitimate, genuine copy of the game, it will not let you play. Similar to how, like, you know, PS5, if you buy any game digitally, it'll check every so often. Oh, are you on a, like, is this your primary console or whatever? And then, so sometimes you can't play PS Plus games offline for that same reason. That's kind of the same thing. But the reason the Denuvo is kind of whack is because if you are playing on weaker hardware, it makes it harder to, well, it's more taxing on your system. Here, in my case, I'm not really noticing anything. So I didn't notice anything in Lies of P either because that game ran perfectly. So hi, Krister Cold. Thank you for tuning in. I always find it funny how people complain about Denuvo, but keep buying games on Steam, DRM infested store instead of GOG. Yeah, for me, I'm so invested in Steam. I mean, personally, I don't care. So I'm good. It doesn't really bother me. But I know that some people really want, you know, DRM free stuff. I buy games on GOG sometimes if it's older. You know, it's nice to have like older games DRM free. But for new stuff, I just want it. I'll just get the Steam version. You know, typically I'll buy it on Humble or, you know, Steam. Those are my main marketplaces. Sometimes Green Man Gaming. For the most part, those are the ones that I use. Hey, Ken Rock, thank you for tuning in. Saw some people tested with the 1060. It's freaking crazy how well it runs on older GPU. That's badass. That's very badass that it can run on a 1060. I still have my old 1070 somewhere, but I don't have a build for it anymore, so I can't really try that. GOG is your primary? Nice, I respect that. So, and also, cool new information. If you're playing on a DualShock 4, you can still use the speaker to hear the parry sounds, which is a cool experience. For your first time, you know, I probably would recommend play on speakers if you can, because it is cool. Hearing the parry sound is dope. It's very satisfying. It gives you that extra audible feedback that makes it feel like you're learning, so it helps to learn the timings too. But after my first playthrough, I just turned that off. But that's because I play on headphones and I'm streaming, so I don't want you guys hearing the parry sound twice. So that's why. You can run it on your 1060, but it looks awful. Hey, if it ships, it fits. I don't know. I think that's gonna be the stream though, guys. And thank you guys for sharing your PC specs. This is so badass. I love this. I hope we can get a nice big, you know, a bunch of information here. I want as many people sharing their PC specs as possible. You know, just share the FPS you're getting, the resolution you're targeting, FPS resolution, and your specs. I think it'll help other people optimize. If you, like, for example, if you find that you had to change just a couple things, just changing a few settings got you a lot better performance, we can talk about that in here. So please check out the Discord. Take care, life is overrated. Thank you for tuning in, man. I saw it running on an RX 550. I actually don't even know what that is. That's an AMD card? That's crazy. It sounds old. Will you be streaming some Night Rain tonight? Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to end the stream and restart it and play some Night Rain. Because I want to have it separate. I want this VOD to be its own thing. So. But yeah, I think we checked out everything. I'm going to experiment a little bit more offline. And I'll check out, you know, what kind of frames I'm getting without OBS running. Because OBS is eating some frames. But that's the stream, guys. Thank you guys again for hanging out. I couldn't get your VRAM usage below 8 gigs. But it didn't seem to matter during gameplay. I kind of noticed that too. I couldn't really get mine lower than... Because I only have 10 gigs of VRAM. I couldn't get it really under. And I lowered the texture res and environment res. And I still couldn't get it under. It was at like 10.3. But there's definitely stuff to play with. I'm not going to play with it here because it's just too... It's too much. It's too much and it's not accurate because I have OBS running. You know, encoding this 1440p stream. But I'll catch you guys next time. If you're new here, I stream every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Every single Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I am live. So, you know, please follow along if you want. If you enjoy the stream, I'll be streaming this game a lot when it comes out on PC. I do a lot of challenge runs and speed runs. We've done a ton of them over the past year. A ton. I've streamed, I think, like... Oh, I think I've almost 200 times over the past year. So we stream a lot here on my YouTube. I only stream on YouTube, no Twitch. So, and join the Discord, you know, if you want. Community. And we have an LFG for Night Rain. I'm trying to play some Night Rain. Like, if you're trying to play Night Rain, let me know. I'm down to play on PS5. Anywho, have a good night, everybody. Go Yankees. I'll catch you guys next time. We will be back, not tomorrow. I normally would stream Saturday, but tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm taking the day off tomorrow. But otherwise, I would be live. We'll be back next week. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.